Hey guys, welcome to FM Driving School. You're with me, your fully qualified driving instructor FM. In today's video, we're at a driving test center and we're going to show you what it's like to come out of a driving test center and going into a driving test center, as well as asking the driving examiner a few questions that we feel are very important for you guys to know. So watch the video to the end and hopefully it will benefit you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Once we reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to pick a random subscriber and we're going to give them a free driving lesson. So subscribe, click the button for your free driving lesson. So this is a Southall Test Centre. You can see it's just a little square box car park here, so it's not too big. Extremely tight. You're going through this little road, turn left and then into the car park, and somehow you're going to have to turn the car around so it's facing towards the road. That way when you come out, you're straight out. So as you can see, there's about 5 bays in this particular driving test center, but due to the COVID situation, they've put a cone in between to keep the social distancing rules. So now there's about 3 tests going on at any given time. Extremely tight area as well. We're going to show you a picture of the gate now. So as you can see, when you come out, not too much of a room is there. So be careful. It's very difficult to practice at test centers. Especially their car parking, they don't really allow it. The examiners hate it and will screw at you and will have a go at your driving instructor for taking you in and out. Obviously, if the driving test center is fairly big area, you can be a bit cheeky and go in and out. But so the best way to practice it is practice in other places where it's extremely tight. So let's now show you a video of it. So here's the gate. As you can see, quite tight. That's why it's always good to practice in a small car. Then you go and be careful not to clip the gates here. And then the more difficult section or part will be where if there's other cars inside and you have to somehow maneuver yourself around these cars. And you would actually turn in and then reverse into the bay before you start the test. And again, as you can see, due to the COVID pandemic, there's codes in the bays so as to separate every single learner who's doing their test. If you've got a test coming up, it's always good to go to the test center first if you've never been there, just so you know where it is, because sometimes they're hidden away, like in a little industrial estate, etc. So here's us inside the bay, and we're going to just drive forward outside the gate. If the test center has bays, you may be expected to do the reverse bay parking, which we'll go through in a minute. But whenever you're parked, always park facing towards the road. That way you come out easily. Once you get out into this little part of the road, you can see it's extremely tight. That's why I always say go to the area, see what it's like, and that way you'll be familiarized or at least know what to expect. As you can see, there's a car parked on the road, making the road more narrow than it already is. And if there was cars coming, you just have to take your time, edge out gently, slowly but slowly. Once you finish your test, especially if the driving test center is quite narrow, you can see, look, here's one learner coming through, another one parked slightly on the yellow box. The examiners are quite understanding and try to park wherever they can, as to minimize the difficulty for you guys to come in when you're finishing your test. So here's one learner parking on top of the pavement, and the examiner will pick a safe place for you guys to stop so you can go through the debrief. So one question I asked the driving examiner, especially in such a tight driving test center, is how you expected to do the driving reverse bay parking in such a narrow area, especially if you can't come all the way out, say. So as I mentioned earlier, if you got bays inside the driving test center, you have to do you're expected to do the reverse bay parking. So do you have to come all the way out and be, say, perpendicular to the bays and then reverse in? That's one of the questions I've asked the driving examiners. Or can you just come out straight and then reverse straight back in? So really cheeky and really simple to do. So the response from one of the main driving examiners, she said, no, you come out straight, then be at a slight angle to the left or right. Even if you're not fully perpendicular, so you don't come out straight at 90 degrees and then reverse back in. But she said, we want some form of steering. We need to analyze, we need to mark on some form of steering. That's what the response was. So you can come out straight, be slightly at an angle, then straighten the wheel so the steering is straight. Then as you come back, they want to see a little bit of steering. So I've actually seen it happen where a student kind of went straight forward, bit to the left, and then reversed in. It was almost as if he's going straight back, but obviously there was a little bit of steering because it was more slightly to the left of the bay, if that makes sense. Unfortunately, I couldn't record it because it's a student doing his test, so I'm not gonna record it. And the other question I asked was, especially in that particular area, the layout of the roundabouts are very baffling, very confusing. The lane markings are not completely clear, and in fact, they're contradictory. So, for example, if you're going left only, the arrow says left only, but you can actually go straight from it. Or, for example, you need to take the third exit, you go into the right lane, and then the lane split up, but it's not making it clear as to which one is your lane. So obviously, as instructors, we will teach you correctly. We'll show you the roads, but for any new driver, just seeing it and to memorize it, to remember the area is very baffling, and that's why you need to practice in the area. So we've asked the examiner, okay, so the lane markers are not clear. In fact, they're even confusing. How do you guys mark in those situations? Because obviously, if you're in the wrong lane, so say the arrow goes left on and you went straight through, that's a clear major fault. You're going against the road markings of the floor, the layout of the roundabout, the road layout. So, but as an examiner, now the student went straight through, and in that particular area, you can actually safely go straight. What do you do? How do you mark it? And her response was, "Yes, we understand that. We've seen it. We expect the learner to thoroughly make sure they have good observations, and as long as they're safe, we will give them a bit of leeway." But that's just one examiner saying that. It doesn't mean every examiner is going to mark the same way. And don't forget, maybe she's a lot more experienced and she knows the area. A new examiner might mark a bit more harshly, might say no, the arrow said left only, therefore they're going to stick by the books and mark you down, give you a serious or major fault. That's why it's best to practice with your driving instructor and do driving lessons in area that you're doing your driving test in. And you can see why it's so difficult to mark or to be completely clear in terms of marking what's a major, what's a minor fault. So I've asked two questions that I feel that are necessary for you guys to know, and even for myself, I've learned something new. That when you're doing a bay parking, and if the test center is really small like it is here, you can come out straight, slight angle to the left or right, instead of all the way to the left or all the way to the right, to be at 90 degrees and reverse back in, which is the way most instructors teach. And their view is that you have to have a slight movement so that we can watch your steering as you're reversing. And number two, if the road markings are not completely clear, they're going to be a bit soft about marking you, as long as you're checking your mirrors and observing about the cars around you. But again, that point, I still think that it only applies to certain examiners. Some new examiners may not mark the same way, but again, practice in the area that you're doing your driving test in. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Once we reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to pick one random subscriber and get them a free driving lesson from your fully qualified driving instructor FM.